All right, Donna, we're here for another one. We're here for another one. And this one's going to be a fun one.
A challenging one.
A challenging one, right? And that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about challenges because I'm currently in the middle of a challenge, but you are complete with the challenge, right?
Done.
Done. Done. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about why you chose to do the challenge first, and then we'll talk about what you did during the challenge. So why did you decide to do this challenge?
Okay. Well, I mean, to make an extremely long story short, unless you want it to be a long story, last year I had like a very topsy-turvy crazy medical year, which took away from my confidence
Yeah.
in being able to do things like I used to, because I used to love to work out and was very fit and all that happy stuff.
Mm.
It takes one time that I passed out 3 times, as you know,
Okay.
randomly. I felt fine, and then like I was out. And from that point on, going to every doctor under the sun, getting tested and blood work and all that, everything just it kept bringing down my feeling of worth, as far as like I'm getting old. I can't do this anymore. And life is just it's being taken away from, because they came back with everything's fine. Then why did this happen? So I stumbled upon, and I know probably many people have heard about it, stumbled upon 75 Hard,
Mhm.
which is a workout. It's actually, no. It's a discipline. It's a discipline because it's no joke. 75 Hard, and I don't know if, who's familiar with it, who's not, and if I leave something out, Simeon, I think you know the basic logistics, that let me know. But 75 Hard, you're supposed to do 2 workouts a day, 2 45-minute workouts a day. One has to be outside, regardless of the weather. No alcohol or mind altering whatevers. Read at least 10 pages of a book, no audiobooks, read. Drink a gallon of water a day. Be on some sort of meal plan, no sweets or snacks in between. So I think, am I leaving anything out?
I'm not sure if the 75 hard had the meditation, but I know that we did the meditation in ours.
Yeah, 75 Hard did not have a meditation or journaling, but it's always nice to add that in because you are going through some stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Because 75 Hard is a discipline, like a really tough one, that I wanted to adjust it so that I wouldn't set myself up for failure. A lot of people go gung ho. I'm going on this diet. I'm doing this, and then like a week later, they're done.
Yeah.
So I wanted to adjust it. And being my age of 63, I decided to do 63
Yeah.
for me. That's what it was going to be, not 75 Hard. And I altered it because I do work full time and I do have a life. And what I wanted to do is alter it so that at the end of the 63 days that I was choosing to do, it wouldn't feel like such a burden. It wouldn't feel like, oh my goodness, now I can go back to everything and just revert backwards. It would have been more of a lifestyle. That was my plan. So mine was 1 workout a day. Didn't matter whether it was indoors or outdoors. It was drinking half my body weight in ounces, which is
Ounces of have body weight. What?
half your body weight in ounces of water.
Okay.
Drink half your body weight in ounces. A little more doable than a gallon of water. I mean, I'm 123, 124 pounds. Drinking a gallon of water is a lot for me.
I think it's a lot for me
Uh,
too. So yeah.
it's a lot. It's a lot. I didn't go on a meal plan, like a diet.
Yeah.
That wasn't my objective, was to lose weight. My objective was all up here, to gain back the confidence in myself that, what, it doesn't matter what your age is, you can do it. Because, you start to buy into the, oh, you look good for your age. Oh, you can do this you start to buy into that, like, oh, maybe I should be a little more decrepit. And I wanted to regain that confidence back.
Yeah.
So I adjusted it. I gave myself a little wiggle room, a little grace, as you well know, that should I get sick. Oh, that's what I left out. 75 Hard. If you skip anything, you start back at day one.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of people who did 75 hard and they missed that one day, they probably said, I'm not doing this. I'm done. This is just
that's right. Too much. Yeah. So I adjusted that too. It's like if I get sick or something like that, I would start back from the day that I left off at, but it's not giving me an excuse to say, oh, I don't feel like doing this today. I'm not starting back at 1. If I did that, you start back at 1. This is legitimate sick. So that's what I chose to do.
So talk about how, one, have you built confidence back up compared to, and you mentioned the passing out 3 times. You didn't mention that the passing out 3 times was within the same time. So
Oh yeah,
within with 3 times passing out, how many minutes was that within?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. So yeah. So that's why you can see, like, I just want to make sure everyone knows it's not like, oh, you passed out today and then it was a day later you passed out. It's like within 5 minutes you got up and just completely fell out again.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was having fun at the beach with one of my friends. It wasn't an outrageously hot day. It wasn't any of those things. Walked up to go rinse my feet, the sand, your heart rate kind of gets up walking in soft sand. Got up on the deck where you rinse your feet off. I rinsed my feet off and I went to turn around to rinse the back of my feet off. And the next thing I knew, I could hear myself hit the deck. I face planted. I woke up because I could hear it.
Yeah.
And I sat up too fast, passed out backwards, came to again, hearing my friend saying, you're bleeding. So I was bloody everywhere and went to get up again and grab the wooden railing of, and I don't know, I broke the railing and passed out sideways. So I went this way, and this way.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'm gonna commend you for is because you do Tuesday videos every Tuesday. And even then, I remember when you had the thing that was here, you still showed up for your video. No excuses whatsoever. Tuesday, you still showed up. But so do you feel that you built the confidence back from when you passed out the 3 times and the because that was fast within 5 minutes passing out 3 times.
Right. Yeah. Did I build it back after doing this challenge, you mean? Yeah, somewhat. And I have to say why, because, I started out, I was gung ho, feeling good, drinking my water, not cheating between meals. And let me just reframe that, because how everybody says, oh, I get a cheat meal. I get a cheat. This is my cheat day. I get a cheat meal. I don't call it that. It's like, if you work hard, it's a treat day. It's a treat meal, not cheats. I don't like that. It's got a negative connotation to that.
I think so too. And a lot of people feel guilty behind it. If they label it as a cheat meal, they're gonna feel guilty about it. And then they might stop all their progress they did. Because like, oh, I should have never had that vegan donut, which I was gonna grab one today, but I didn't. But go ahead, a treat meal. I like that.
Yeah, it's a treat meal. But anyway, so I was good with my meals. I was good with my workouts, water. I was in a routine and I was doing pretty good. You and I spoke every single day. and I hit day 40. And day 40, I woke up with a bad case of vertigo. And as you know, I was pretty much in tears because it knocks the wind out of your sails. It's like, I've been going strong all this time. And it's very humbling because like I was feeling good. Like, I got this, I'm back.
Yeah.
And then vertigo hit. And it's just like, oh, here it is.
Before you go further, please explain for those who don't know what vertigo is, or don't even gotta tell what it is. What's the experience like?
It's like the worst case of bed spins when you've been drinking. The things spin, you can't walk in a straight line. You can't, I had to literally hold on to things walking. I couldn't eat, couldn't drink. You just feel nauseated and dizzy the whole time. I mean, it doesn't stop.
Yeah. So that was on day 40, correct?
That was on day 40. And I prayed and with tears, prayed that it went away fast. And I had vertigo, I think, for 2 days, 2 full days, and it got better. So I was like, that's amazing, because I've had it before for a while.
Yeah. So what did you do after that? So you said at the beginning of this, you gave yourself grace if you got sick, and you did that. So let me ask this question, and I know the answer, but I want to hear, was it mentally messing with you that you had to like take that pause in between? It's not like you quit. You said it so much.
So much so it gave me it deflated me a little bit, where it's like you feel like, well, you're in this challenge right now. If you were down and out for a day and you truly couldn't get up to do anything, you would kind of feel like a failure.
Yeah. Yeah. So
regardless of the grace.
yeah, I
You
was about to
still
say, I get it.
failure.
I get it because I get the fact of like if you missed it, but then if even if you gave yourself grace at the beginning and you're like, I know I told myself this, but the fact that it's actually happening right now, I get it. I completely understand. Well, I don't understand, but I get what you're saying.
Well, yeah, because you would feel that too. And I think that's what I said to you. It's like, because you were so kind and so sweet and like, give yourself grace, you're going to be okay. And I'm like, no, you don't get it. What would you do? And you know how you would feel. You would feel the same way.
You're right. You're right. I'd probably be crawling on the floor, attempting to do ab workouts. It's like, oh, just take me, Lord. Let's go. It's like today's the day. Let's just finish this workout. I gotta show up with 6 packs before I get to the pearly gates.
That would be you.
But okay, so you got to the 40 days and that happened, and then you had 2 days of vertigo and you got right back at it. But was it like, when the little engine that could, I think I can, was it more like it's stagnant, or you feel like you were kind of plateauing at that time?
I wasn't plateauing yet. I was like, okay, I put on my big girl pants and wiped the tears and said, okay, get on it. Let's do this. And started counting again from 40. So, which meant I extended it then by 2 more days. So now it was 65 days that I was doing this.
Yeah.
And on day 50, I got hit with vertigo again for 5 full days.
Yeah. So first
That
was
messed
two
with me.
days. It was 2 days, and then it was 5 days, and you said that messed with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what was going on in your head at the time?
First of all, you always ask yourself, why is this happening? I'm doing everything right. I'm watching what I eat. I'm working out. I'm drinking water. I'm going through the whole thing. And it's just, why? I felt like the healthiest unhealthy person ever. Like, why vertigo? Why this? Because vertigo is debilitating in the sense that you can have minor cases of vertigo, and there's a lot of layers to that. Some people say there's different types of vertigo, because
Yeah.
I've heard so many people say, oh, it's BPPV, do the Epley maneuver. No. You can't do that if that's not the type of vertigo.
Yeah.
Had vestibular testing. It wasn't that kind of thing. So when that happens, and when you can't even, like, I had to look straight. I couldn't turn my head either way. You can't tilt in either direction. I had to lay down, like kind of sitting up, laying down, propped, because you can't tilt anyway. It makes you feel sick.
Yeah. Is it like, would you compare it to, like, let's say for instance, if you're on a boat and you're just rocking like this,
Yeah.
like, what do you call it? Seasick, like getting seasick?
Yeah. And the thing is, when you do finally lay down, because you have to sleep, right?
Yeah.
You do finally lay down, in your head, and you prepare yourself, I'm going to spin for a while. And it does until it stops. And once it stops, then you don't want to move. That's how you're going to sleep for the rest of the night, because as soon as you move, it wakes you up spinning again.
Got you. Okay, so you had 2 days, 5 days, so you extended it for a full 7 days for this challenge, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so other than the vertigo, what was one of the other challenges you had during this challenge?
Water.
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 Tell us about the water. As I
First
sip
of
my water.
all, mine is right here. I prefer to drink water when I'm thirsty, and not when I have to get it. When I have to consume things, like drinking 64 ounces for, I would say, the first 30, 35 days. I complained about it, but it was okay. I could get it down. After day 40, it was a struggle, because you're planning your whole day around going to the bathroom. It's like, I started this the day after a holiday. I started because I didn't want to spend the day of a holiday going to the bathroom all day. So I started the day after Mother's Day, actually, so that I wouldn't be worrying about where is the bathroom? Where am I going to go? It's a horrible thing. I mean, don't you agree that it's a horrible thing when you have to plan your day around, oh, well, I better watch out how I drink this, because.
Yeah, absolutely. I did it today. I drove to the other side of town to go grab some tea, and I was like, I will not drink any water before I get there. And I said, I didn't drink it when I was there. I got back home to drink my water. So it is now currently whatever time it is in the afternoon, and I just started my water for the day. So yeah,
And
yeah,
you know, water's healthy, but when you drink too much water too fast,
yeah,
it's not healthy.
yeah, you're right. I remember you sharing a story with me with that. And then also it's even if you're not drinking it fast, you just drink a lot of water, you're flushing all the minerals, nutrients in within the body. So it's similar to when you told us. So I got the little dropper to go inside mine for the morning so I could hold on to some minerals in my body instead of flushing it out. So water was a huge challenge. So
Water's huge. Yeah.
how's your water intake after the challenge now?
Ah,
It's you're still drinking water though. It's good. It's just not as
have my water.
it's just not as half the body weight anymore, correct?
Now I drink when I'm thirsty. I can say I probably drink really I probably drink closer to 40 ounces of water a day. It may not be ideal. And there are some days when it's hot, I'll drink more. And there are some days if I'm, busy, I
Yeah.
don't tend to drink as much, but I'm not forcing it down. And my body is telling me like, you need to get something to drink. I know now I'm feeling thirsty. I'm not saying, and I think too, psychologically, when you know you have to do it, it kind of pisses you off a little bit.
I'll agree with that. Okay, so you said it helped build your confidence a little bit. Let's say, what is that, whether it's a percentage or a point up on a 10 scale? So let's say, for instance, where is the confidence from 1 through 10 after dropping 3 times, passing out 3 times?
I would say the confidence
And going
and
to all the doctor's appointments and blood work. I want to add all that
yeah,
in.
yeah, if the confidence started after that year at maybe one or two,
1 or 2.
um, by at day 39,
Yeah.
it was like getting up there, 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Day 40 hit and the vertigo hit, knocked me back down to like 6, started building back up. So I would say now, after everything's all said and done, that, I'm going to be a solid 8 right now, working towards a 10.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. So who would you recommend this for? Like for anyone that's willing to do a, let's say a modified 70-day hard, because 75-day hard is not easy. It's 2 workouts, like you said. One of them has to be outside, which is 45 minutes apiece. A gallon of water. Ooh, it's like I hope you live on a toilet. Um, or you just have pads. You have your puppy pads and you're now making it yours. I don't know. Um, but that I don't, my hat goes off to those who could drink a gallon of water a day. Absolutely, 100%. You are an ocean for yourself. But who would you recommend this for? Is it for confidence? Is it for someone who wants to get fit? Is it for someone who wants to kind of break the mental self beliefs that they have on themselves right now? What would you recommend, or who do you suggest this for?
Well, my answer to all that is yes to all of the above. It's for anybody that wants to do anything. You adjust it, and don't adjust it to hit the easy button like, oh yeah, I'm only going to do this for this. Do it. It is a discipline. It is something you have to set your mind to. But I didn't do it to lose weight. I did it to gain my confidence back, and it was a psychological thing, because once you pass out for no reason at all, then you kind of wonder, like, is it always going to happen to me? Can I do that? And when I went to San Diego, I was worried about vertigo in San Diego. It's like, can I travel? Because is this going to happen?
Yeah.
So it's a concern.
Um,
So I would say anybody can do this. And you would just have to set your own parameters, set your own boundaries, and set it out. I mean, write it out what you're going to do. I had a chart and I had it on the door, and every day I would check off on the chart. I could read underneath everything that I did. I mean, you get into a routine where I would wake up and I'd read. That's where I can't read at night. A lot of people like to read at night. It's soothing. I had to read in the morning when I woke up, when I wasn't tired before the day started. Just adjust it to how you're going to do it. Do all of the things.
Yeah.
Don't say, oh, I'm going to cut out reading, or I'll do audiobooks. That kind of cuts the discipline down of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So at any point in time, other than the vertigo, is there any point in time to you're like, I don't want to do this anymore? Like there's day that said, I'm not going to work out today, but then you still did it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. there are days when you've had a long day, or you've had unexpected things go on during the day. People pull you away, stuff happens, your schedule gets disrupted. And no, I didn't want to work out. I would go to plan B. I would do a workout. I would either go for a run or do it right in my house if it was really hot out. I mean, I went for a run when it was way too hot out one day.
Yeah. Yeah. I always talk about taking care of myself. Yeah, yeah, you did.
Right.
Okay, so question now is that what is next? Because you broke a new barrier. Would you do this challenge again? This specific challenge again?
Oh, no. No. No.
Okay, so if you wouldn't do this challenge again, what's the next thing that's coming for you?
It's not as though it's not as though I wouldn't do the challenge because it sucked that bad. I wouldn't do it because I did it. I said I did it. Now let's try something else.
Yeah.
So I'm giving myself a good 7 to 10 days of just downtime, R&R,
Yeah.
not have to do anything. And, then I'm going to just do a basic stuff for me. I'll still do workouts, and reading is now a part of my life. See, okay, let me back up here. When I started this, I thought to myself, oh, by the end, this glorious thing, by the end of the 75 days, I will have a new lifestyle. This will be what I have adopted.
Yeah.
Hell no. You go through that and you're like, I'm not working out every single day. If I wanted to one week, I'll work out every single day. But if I don't want to one week, I won't.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel about that? You're in this challenge. Let me put that back on you.
Man, last night the voices were saying, we're not working out today. And I was like, yes, we are. We're not working. Yes, we are. I went to the gym at 9, 8 something at night. And normally I don't like going at nighttime, but I said, we're going to get this done. So today is day 59. When we're done with this call, I'm going to the gym. Do I want to? Not necessarily, because I'm used to doing the workouts every day, but I picked it up longer, more strenuous workout. So it's like, hey, you're showing up. It's just you having to show up. It's you, like you said, is that mental thing.
Yeah.
Part of you every time we do this, we're breaking a new barrier and getting better and better and better, because we're going against that voice that says don't do it. And like I said, it's a discipline thing. If you're showing up and doing it, we're going to go for it. So today is day 59, and mine's 90 days.
I was going to say, tell everybody how many days you're doing it. And actually, you might do it for 91. Is that correct?
I might do it for 91, because that's the last day of the month. So I might do it for 91. And then after that, I might take a 9-day break again. I did it once at the beginning of this year, and I may do it again because I said I'll do it once a quarter. I passed that up already. So we're in the third quarter, and it might be that time to do
Okay, so let me ask you the same question. So when all is said and done, do you think that do you feel it in your bones right now at this day that by the end of this, you will continue working out every day and you will continue to drink the amount of water you're drinking every day? Do you think so?
So the water, probably not the water in full and half my body weight, because my process is to gain the weight and muscles. So every time I gain a pound, I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. Like, no more water. So it's like, yes, I got the weight. No, more water ounces. No. So I always usually drink over anyway compared to what the weight is right now. But as a water, no. Working out, more than likely something physical activity, because this is what I was doing before. But like I said, it was 20 minutes I was just doing maintaining. Going to the gym every day, probably not. No.
There you go.
Yeah, going to the gym every day. No, I might go for a walk. I might go for, I would say, a hike, which is still a walk. But yeah. So other than that, no. Will I journal? Will I meditate? Will I read? Yes, I'll stick with that. Absolutely, because I know that helps me expand and get better. And just like you said, we're here to be exceptional, not perfect.
Not perfect ever.
Striving for excellence, you would say. Yeah.
Strive for excellence. Nobody's perfect, but you strive for excellence. Yeah. And you can't, I think too, what I have found is now that I don't have to do it. Yeah. Now there are things I want to do again, and then it makes it more fun. It brings the joy back into doing it. Yeah. I used to love to work out. And then that episode happened, and then I didn't love it anymore because I was afraid. I let my fear get the best of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the challenge was like, okay, let's do this, get rid of that fear. And then life humbled me with being sick twice.
Yeah.
So all that being said, then it got to be, oh, now I'm checking the box. Now I'm just doing this because I have to. Yeah, I read, I did this. And I love the reading. I do love the reading. I love that part. But every so often when I saw somebody would offer me, a piece of chocolate,
Yeah.
just one, like one little Russell Stover chocolate. Sometimes that's all you want.
Yeah.
And I wasn't allowing myself that before. So then you kind of get a little rebellious, a little angry, and like, you know what? I wasn't going to boomerang backwards and say, okay, now I'm not doing anything and I'm going to eat everything in the world. No, now I'm feeling like, okay, I can do things in moderation if I want to. And now, because I can, I don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Not because you felt like you had to check the boxes off and you went through the sickness. Are you glad from when you said you're gonna do this? Are you glad that it's now behind you? Not excited because it's like, yes, I'm glad it's done. No, not that way. Are you glad
Right.
that you did it and is it behind you now? That it and
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's an accomplishment of any type, no matter, even when I was let down, it still was an accomplishment. I got to give myself credit for that. It wasn't what I had wanted from myself. It wasn't what I don't put expectations on other people, but I did put expectations on myself this time. So I let myself down a little bit, and maybe that was part of the learning curve. Maybe that was my learning process. Maybe that was part of my growth.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I was glad I did it. No, I don't want to do it again, but I will do something else. There's always something that's going to challenge us. If not, what do you live for? You have to challenge yourself.
Exactly. There's no expansion, there's no growth without the resistance. So I mean, life already challenges you, but if you're not gonna do anything to be that reason why you're gonna get challenged, then you're gonna you'll grow, but it just feel like this. I, I don't know. I'm like, let's go. Let's just go.
I know all about you. And let's go.
It's like let's go, let's do this. And I think that's one thing. One thing I suggest during this challenge is have accountability. Have somebody that you
Oh,
talk to. My gosh, are you doing this by yourself? I'll
no.
tell you one thing that pushes me too is the fact that because I'm doing it with a group of people that they're knocking out a challenge, and see I'm the one that's facilitating it. It's like, what does it look like with you not doing the work, but you're expecting other people to do the work? And it's like, no, I don't expect you to do the work. I intend for me to do the work.
That's
Anything beyond that is not my responsibility. If you want to grow, let's grow together. But with accountability, my gosh, you do this alone. You're strong-willed and you're probably just stubborn as all hell.
Yes, and I got to tell you, thank you, because without you, you were my accountability person. There was maybe a handful of people that I told about this,
Yeah.
just a handful. And because when you start to tell people, and you're not in a community like you are with your group doing it, um, people tend to try to sabotage you. Why are you doing this? Why would you do? So I didn't want to tell anybody.
Yeah.
And when we spoke every day,
Yeah.
as you and I spoke every day. And without you, there were days that I probably, I wouldn't have caved, but I wouldn't have been as enthusiastic about it.
Yeah. I think you gave it to me last night when I was I went to the first spot and you sent me a message saying, just continue. I'm like, I said, I need that tonight because that voice is saying, hey, eat this and go lay down. So the accountability. So you said you told a handful of people, and I only told people within the group or the community. I haven't told anybody outside of it. And people started to look and say, you look a little different. I'm like, well, thank you. You started to notice now, 3 years later. Thank you. But with you telling a handful of people, were there anybody that's attempted to sabotage you or like, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this and maybe you shouldn't do that?
The people because the people I told were encouraging.
Good.
Maybe one or two people asked why are you doing it?
Yeah.
And it was more, because they would say, if you're setting yourself up, like, are you doing this just to lose weight? Are you doing, and it's like, I wasn't trying to lose weight. I mean, I was like I told you, between 122, 124. I wasn't wanting to lose weight. I wanted to tone up again.
Yeah.
And wanted to, just feel better mentally. We did leave one thing out, is the progression pictures.
Oh, yeah.
That's part of the 75 hard, and that's part of your challenge is progression pictures.
Oh, the other night I was so drained from doing everything. I didn't even have enough energy. Well, forgive me, I had enough energy to handle my emails, my calls, and the wellness rituals for the day. At nighttime, it was like 10, 11 o'clock. I took my video, I took my pictures, and I just explained the video. I don't want to do this. I don't feel like doing this right now. It took everything out of me. Just that's how tired I was. Took everything out of me just to take a video and pictures. And I told myself, oh, I can do it tomorrow. It's like, if you do it tomorrow, then you're lying to yourself and you didn't do the check mark that you're intending to do. And I was like, we have to do it. We're tired. We have to do it. We have to do it. So yeah, no, it was a struggle, but taking the progress photos. So you have your before and after photo, correct?
Yeah, before and after. I didn't do the progression through.
Yeah, yeah.
Because to me, it's like people who are on a diet and they stand on the scale every day.
Yeah.
It's a little annoying because things fluctuate and you just disappoint yourself. I wasn't in it for the body image. I was in it for the brain healing. So that wasn't important to me. So that was part of my thing, is not to do it, you know.
I think mine, I know it's not for the body. The body's just the cherry on top, if you want to call it. It's just like, okay, this is going to happen because we're doing the work. Mine is more so, as well as the mental thing, and knowing that I am stepping into a whole new being of who I am. It's like I've never been that person before. Well, either way, we're expanding. We've never been that person yet, right? In our present moment. But that was a huge one for me. And now the body one is like, okay, because we have some weight to gain within this last what 33 days I believe we have. So yeah, it's going to be
Yeah, but Simeon, what I guess, and unless people follow you, what they didn't know is what you did prior to this challenge, the challenge you did prior to this challenge, and that you were down in a lot of pounds.
Oh yeah, that was fun. But it'll be helpful for some people, whatever it's released. But for sure, it's I would switch the last 2 days to the beginning and then go the opposite direction, because yeah, that was fun.
Well, from where I was sitting, it wasn't looking too much fun.
Yeah, no, where I was sitting too, it wasn't too much fun either. Well, yeah. Okay. So is there anything else that you would suggest to anyone and they're getting ready to do this challenge? Or is there anything that you would recommend? Just like, hey, maybe add this, maybe write this down or whatever. What would you put out there for someone? What would you say?
I would say, and I'm not saying anything bad about physicians. I would say check your health with your physician, or a lot of physicians are under how we did, just check the box. Some health care, something or other. Pay attention to your health first and foremost to see if you can do this. You're not going to hurt yourself or do anything. You don't want to do that, make it worse. I would say pay attention to your water, and that make sure you have electrolytes, minerals, things put back in your water so that you're not draining everything out of your body. I made that mistake of doing that and realizing that, water can be a detriment if you do it wrong. Your workouts, give yourself grace at the beginning. I would say set out a plan.
Yeah.
Outline it as to what you want. What is your intention? Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Set your intention.
Yeah, that's a good one, to set the intention prior to. This way you know why, and then you can always go back to your intention. And I would say write down a statement of your intention and have it somewhere you can see it.
For sure.
If it's in your head and you're like, I don't feel like doing this, I'm just going to stop and grab some fries and a burger, and I'm not going to finish this challenge. It's like, why though? Why? Then if you had the intention in front of you, that'd be good. And I'll say modify, like you said with the workout, because some people, they may not be able to go lift weights. Maybe they're just going to go do a 45-minute walk in the park or something like that. Or
a 20-minute walk. If you don't do anything, if you're a couch potato and you're going to walk 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day for 75 days, good for you. You're doing something, you're moving.
You're right. I would say the minimum 20 minutes. And the great thing you could do is set an alarm for 10 minutes, walk away from your house. When the alarm goes back, turn around, Go back home.
Walk back. That's what you know what another huge thing is, and this is so, so, so important because of the self-sabotage and the outside sabotage, is to find an accountability partner who is in alignment with you, who is your cheerleader and pushing you, not pushing you to do things against your health, but pushing you even when you're feeling down to say, okay, as you did to me, give yourself that grace. You gave yourself grace at the beginning, then just do it. You were there for me whenever I needed that.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I would say also write down something of grace. Like if something happens, I'm going to give myself grace for this, just in case. So if
Yeah.
you know you have some health issues or you know you have a bum knee or something like that, it's like, okay, give yourself grace if you have a flare up in your knee or whatever, right? But that doesn't mean say I get to pull out my quick card. No, that just means that this is a placeholder. And if it happens for a really bad day, hell, if you're in bed and your knees messed up, you're going like this for 20 minutes. Do your thing. But just give yourself some grace in the beginning, knowing that this is going to be something different. It's not going to be easy. There are many people who fail at doing this 75 hard. You didn't fail. You had a legitimate reason, because if you're it's like when you said it, it reminds me of those fun houses with those mirrors that are all crazy.
Yes.
And like, and there's a pinwheel that's moving like this. It's in black and white. It's like, no, couldn't do it. I'm gonna throw up. So, but and you completed it. You still followed through. This is a challenge that is most definitely a challenge because it's mind, body, spirit, emotions, just that mental state. If you, I don't want to say if you're weak-willed, this is going to be challenging, because you could be strong-willed. This is still going to be challenging.
It is. It is. And you know what? Figure out your schedule too. Look ahead. If you're planning a vacation somewhere, either you plan to do this on your vacation or bump it back before your vacation or after, because this is happening regardless of what you do. Wherever you go, whatever you do, this is part of the discipline. It's not saying, oh yeah, no, if you're hurt, if you're sick, if you're down and out, if you're in the hospital, you're obviously not going to do it. But if you're going, overseas or going to Hawaii or whatever, no, it's not yet.
Exactly. So make sure I think you said that you did it after Mother's Day. You plan it around something. If there's something major coming up, planning around that. And then even then, you had your grandbaby sometimes, and she's open. You're finding creative ways to work out. It froze. Yeah, it froze. I was like, wait, we can just cut out. But yeah, you're finding creative ways to work out even when your grandbaby's over. So there's no excuses.
No excuses.
And I think that's my mantra during this time, because I have a year mantra, but this one was no excuses. And when I said that, because everything in me said, oh, we don't have to get up yet. We don't need to do that. And then that other voice says, no excuses. Like, damn it. Get up.
Yeah. But you did give yourself some grace like a few days ago when you didn't feel good in the morning. You were just, and you gave yourself that rest time.
Yeah. Sometimes it's needed. And then sometimes it's needed, and it's like, oh, my schedule changed. So what time are you gonna go complete this and that and that? So, but it's good. Well,
your body tells you, your body speaks.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you don't want to listen to it, but yeah, we're gonna listen to it today. But yeah, okay. So I'm glad you did the challenge. I'm glad you're done with the challenge. We can't wait to hear what you do next, because that's going to be fun. We're gonna figure that out. And
no, what's going to be fun is hearing you at the end of your challenge. We need to talk.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that, because this is going to be a challenge, an accomplishment all at once. It's quite a bit that happened just specifically in these 3 months. So, it's been a lot. But all right, well, everyone, we will catch you here at the next one. Donna, thank you for sharing your challenge experience with us, and let us know how that goes. And if you are going to do this challenge, let Donna and I know. We'll be interested in hearing how it's going, and if you want to join any of our programs, because Donna has one coming up as well for maybe for this challenge, we shall see. But but yeah, feel free to reach out to us and let us know if you need anything, and we'll go from there. You have a blessed one.
Yeah, I'll be somebody's accountability partner.
There you go. All right, everyone. Have a good one.